Hello, everyone, and welcome into Collect TV. Matt Liberman here with author Jim Murphy. And in case you didn't see, even though I'm sure a lot of people did, his book Inner Excellence was making waves across the country this week as A.J. Brown was seen reading it last week on the sidelines during the Eagles' win versus the Packers. And within 24 hours, it was number one on Amazon's bestseller list. Jim, what have the last 7 days been like for you?
Well, it's pretty much the same as the week before. The only difference is sold 100,000 more books and been doing interviews every half hour. So between the interviews every 20, 30 minutes and that, it's about the same. A lot of text. I'm really grateful. I'm super grateful. Um, and I think everyone asked me about the book sales and everything, and that's amazing. A huge gift from God. But the main thing is the message of the book. Like,
Mhm.
what is AJ reading, and is it something that I should be learning through that book or any book? And how to live a fully engaged life and a wholehearted life. That's the message. It's not about Jim Murphy or anything else.
I understand the initial copy came out in 2009. This is a revised copy that came out in 2020. What
Right.
initially inspired you to write your initial book in 2009?
Yeah, well, I was a pro baseball player in the minor leagues and
Mhm.
college football player as well. And when my baseball career ended, it was devastating. My identity went with it, and I really I was driving a truck for Federal Express downtown Seattle, and trying to figure out what to do with my life, and then decided to move to the desert. I got asked by a former teammate in pro baseball, Ricky Scruggs, if I wanted to come down for the weekend to Tucson, Arizona, for an opening ceremony or opening weekend for a baseball academy, Centerfield Baseball Academy. And I said, "What if I moved down there and helped you out part time?" And so I moved to the desert. But my plan was to live a life of solitude, to figure out what to do with my life, to find something that I can devote my life to. And so I got rid of over half my possessions, and including my TV. And this is before streaming and cell phones. And so I go down there to live a life of solitude and figure out what I can do with my life. And when I was there, I decided to become a personal coach to pro baseball players and teach them how to have peace and confidence under pressure. And my first two athletes did amazing. And so then I thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do for my life. And I decided to put together a little manual on how to have peace and confidence under pressure. And so I started interviewing sports psychologists and asked them, how can an Olympic athlete train for 4 years for an event that may last less than 60 seconds? And likewise, how can a pro baseball player in the World Series, Game 7, bottom of the ninth, two out, full count, bases loaded, down by one, how can that guy have peace and confidence in that situation with so much out of his control? And so that brought more questions than answers. So I called another sports psychologist and another. And I ended up spending 5 years full time writing and researching 60 to 70 hours a week for 5 years straight. And that became the book Inner Excellence.
So, with that, obviously, you set out to work with pro baseball players. It's certainly expanded. I know Henrik Stenson, Nelly Cordes, Stuart Sink. So, certainly a lot of golfers, but then NHL players like Kevin Connaught and obviously AJ Brown is taking your messages. Does it change based on sport? Does it change based on the individual athlete that you're working with? Or is there an overall
It's really
general
not
message?
about sports.
Hmm.
It's really not about sports. It's about developing yourself as a person, learning how to live a fully engaged life, a wholehearted life. And if you develop yourself as a person, and when I say that, I mean training your heart, then everything else will be added to you. We want to get that heart transformation going. And so from a self-centered, um, getting more for self to how I can love, walk in love and not fear. That's the heart transformation that we want to live the best possible life.
Hmm. And so, obviously with that, a number of these athletes have given glowing recommendations. I mean, you go on Amazon and now look, like it's easy to find. You're the number one bestseller. You go and you see all these recommendations. What does that mean to you, knowing the success of the athletes, but also that the message is so important to them that they want to share it elsewhere?
Well, what's important to me is making a difference in the lives of others, and so I'm just so grateful that God is using someone like me, you know,
Hmm. So,
someone who doesn't deserve it.
well, I mean, you've obviously done a lot of very good work with this and inspired a lot of people, and AJ Brown obviously being one of them. I understand
Thank
that
you.
you're an Eagles fan. So what has that relationship looked like? Have you've gotten a chance to speak with AJ since?
Yeah, I have. Um, the So it kind of started my relationship with Philadelphia. Really started with Shane Claiborne here at the Simple Way. I'm actually filming from his office, the Simple Way in Kensington, Philadelphia, inner city Philadelphia, and he's doing such amazing work. So we're going to start teaming up. I'm so super excited about that. In fact, I've got a. This was made from a gun. So he's got a place called Raw Tools that converts guns into garden tools
Oh
and
wow.
this sort of jewelry. So he just gave that to me. So my relationship started with just following the amazing work that Shane Claiborne is doing at the Simple Way and with Raw Tools. And I've been following him for years and just been kind of a hero, mentor of mine. And so that's where my heart for Philadelphia started with Shane's work. And then about a year and a half ago, I got a call from a group of Penn State wrestling alumni, and they
Hmm.
said they read Inner Excellence and absolutely loved it. And they want to. They're building a $10 to $20 million national wrestling performance center in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half west of Philly. And it's actually going to be a leadership training center, and they want to use Inner Excellence as their training program.
Wow.
And so I flew up and met with their board. We actually did an Inner Excellence retreat together, and amazing people. And so I met with Shane and said, "Look, this was a year and a half ago. I said I'm going to be coming to Philly quite a bit now with this new training center being built in Pennsylvania, and would love to do some great things for inner city kids." And so that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, so I am a fan. Excited for the game tomorrow.
Will you be there?
I will. I will. Yeah.
Special passes? Are you going to speak to AJ before the game or no? Everything as usual, just going as a fan.
Um, I'm just going to bring some good vibes to the birds. I got my gear on here. You see, so
Very nice. Well, should be an exciting game, obviously. I mean, a testament to your work, the reaction that we've obviously seen across the country, whether it be people recommending the book or sales in general, or especially like the outpouring from the city of Philadelphia, certainly of note. Again, Jim Murphy, Inner Excellence. Thanks so much for joining us on Collect TV.
thanks so much for having me.